Have you ever wondered how slavery, one of the darkest periods in human history, came about? This phenomenon that spanned centuries and continents is not just a simple tale. Stay tuned as we delve into the murky depths of this historical chapter. The roots of slavery run deeper than most of us realize, back to the dawn of civilization itself. In the ancient city-states of Mesopotamia, slavery was an accepted part of life, with slaves being used for labor and at times as collateral for debt. Over in Egypt, the pyramids themselves stand as a monument to slave labor, with slaves playing central roles in their construction. The Greeks, too, held a similar view. In their society, slaves were seen as property, and they were used for everything from domestic chores to rowing the triremes of their powerful navy. Rome, the greatest empire of the ancient world, was no different. Slaves were integral to the Roman economy, working in households, farms, mines, and as gladiators for entertainment. These societies viewed slavery as a natural and necessary part of life. So, slavery has been a part of human societies for thousands of years, but it evolved over time. As civilizations advanced, so did the institution of slavery. During the Middle Ages, a system known as serfdom emerged. Serfs, while not slaves in the traditional sense, were tied to the land they worked, unable to leave without their lord's permission. This was a form of slavery in everything but name. Then came the transatlantic slave trade. European powers transported millions of Africans to the New World. This marked one of the darkest chapters in human history, with untold suffering inflicted upon an entire continent. As we transitioned into the modern era, the tide began to turn. The abolitionist movement took root, challenging the notion that one human could own another. This culminated in the American Civil War, a bloody conflict fought over the right to enslave. Eventually, worldwide abolition followed. Countries around the globe recognized the fundamental rights of every individual, outlawing slavery in all its forms. The fight against slavery was a long and arduous one, but humanity eventually recognized the fundamental rights of every individual. So we've journeyed through the grim history of slavery, from its earliest inception to its eventual abolition. We've traced the roots of this deplorable practice back to the ancient world, where it was an accepted part of life, and followed its evolution into a tool of economic exploitation in the Middle Ages. We've seen how it was institutionalized in the New World with the transatlantic slave trade and the plantation economies of the Americas. And finally, we've witnessed the struggles and triumphs of abolition movements which brought an end to this dark chapter in human history. Remember, by understanding our past, we can strive to prevent such atrocities in the future. Thank you for joining us on this historical exploration.